Anin bojo kinamokamandishnakash hayawata dunjaba atikdotam mishisagik nini and Tao. Hello, my name is Tom Cowie, and I'm from Hiawatha First Nations, Mississaugas of Rice Lake, and I am from the Hoof Clan. I am honored to be asked by the Mississauga Nation to speak about the stars and their relationship to the Anishinaabe. Our ancient knowledge comes from watching the stars move across the sky throughout the year. The Anishinaabe believe the stars move through the sky from east to west, and when we die, our spirits travel to the western sky, Nin Ga Bianang. We also believe that the new life and knowledge emerges from the eastern sky, Wa Banang. Our star knowledge relates to the changes in the seasons, our activities like hunting, harvesting, gathering, ceremonies, and storytelling. These changes tell us when to tell our stories and to do our ceremonies and our other daily activities. All knowledge is interconnected. This knowledge was generally held by the Society of the Dawn, Wabanowin. Many traditions and stories originated from actual observations that occurred centuries ago and are still passed and preserved through oral tradition. The hole in the sky, Bagone Gijig, is a star cluster also known as Pleiades. The seven stars represent the opening between the Earth and the star world. Um, the Milky Way, Jebe Mekana, is believed to be the path that the spirits followed to the spirit world after death. The hole in the sky is a winter constellation that rises in the northeast in October and makes its way across the sky. It sinks below the northwestern horizon in late March, becoming invisible in April through August. Sweat Lodge, Madud Iswan, is also known as Corona Borealis, which is a group of stars in a circular pattern with the door of the lodge opening to the north-northeast. It rises in the northeast in March and disappears on the horizon in September. The Sweat Lodge constellation is directly overhead during the early evenings of June and cannot be seen for 6 months throughout the winter. The most well-known constellation is the Big Dipper, or Ursa Major. To the Anishinaabe, the Big Dipper is part of a constellation, Fisher Star, Ojiganang, which can be seen above the horizon from October to December. In December, it emerges in the northeast. Through the long winter, the Fisher makes its way across the night sky. We know spring was close when the Fisher was directly overhead in the evenings. The rise of the Fisher Star is also an indication that it is time to prepare for the tapping of the maple trees. And then Optic Ojigagawin. The Great Lynx, Mishibishu, is another constellation that emerges in the late winter sky. Because the lynx is known to be a somewhat dangerous animal, the constellation is a reminder that the north during this transition between winter and spring can be dangerous, with thinning ice on the lakes and rivers, hard crust on the snow, flooding, and unpredictable snowstorms, which are very characteristic of the Great Lake region during this time. Mishibishu consists of two constellations of Leo and Hydra. The head of Hydra makes up the head of the Great Lakes, and the head of Leo makes up the long curled tail. The North Star, Giwedinanang, also known as Polaris, was used in determining four directions as well as navigating throughout the Great Lake region at night. The North Star is part of a constellation known as the Loon Mang. The Loon constellation is made up from stars of the Little Dipper, and the North Star is located at the tip of the tail feathers of the loon. As I said uh, earlier, even our stories are told during seasonal changes, and maybe you may get to hear one or two of them about the stars this winter. Chi Miigwech and Bamapi.